It's a chicken check, go on to Buckaroo. Hello. G.I. Joe. Yeah.
Welcome to Heine House Live, a podcast about the exciting and ever-changing world of
Gaming and technology.
Heine House Live is available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever else
you listen to podcasts.
For all other info, including links to our community Discord, live video feed, episode archive, and a whole host of other great entertainment, please visit
HeineHouse.com. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Welcome back to the Heiniest of all houses. I'm your good friend Jason, straight kicking it with ya. Thanks for being here. It is February 16th, 2020. This is episode 42 of Heine House Live, the podcast where I talk about all kinds of chit. Not shit, but chit. C-H-I-T. Chit. Thanks for being here. No, I appreciate you guys so much. Hope you're having a great week, great start to your week, or a great end to your week. You know, because these weeks, they start and they end for everyone differently, as we know. As you become an adult, that's one thing you learn. There's no Mondays anymore. Every day is fucking Monday. Exactly. You know, we got to get a mic over there for you, Steph, so you can just click it on and a little chitter-chatter platter with me when you feel like it. They got a little on-off switch. I'll do that next time. See, because I'm doing the podcast during the days, and she's working right here. So she's right here. She gets to hear me. Lucky you. Do I have like something lucky? How about Becky? That rhymes with lucky.
Let me
smash, Becky.
Please.
Steffi, let me smash, please. We're going to talk gaming. We're going to talk tech. I have a couple of stories. And then we have a voicemail. I think I have a voicemail. I'll have to go back and double check. Oh, yeah, I do. I think it's from Cameron. You know, we're going to just rename that section of the show, Cameron. We're going to be talking about voicemails with Cameron is basically what it's going to be. And no, I appreciate you calling and following up and chatting with me. Absolutely great. I encourage everyone to do so. I want to talk to you guys. Hello, it's just Steph and I and Bob here. Hello, send me a voicemail. Let's chat. Chitter, chatter, platter. HeineHouse.com's website, 503-908-5490 is the phone number. 503-908-5490. You can also record yourself on your phone, tablet, computer, Dixie cup, smartphone, dumb phone, whatever you got, and email it over to heinehouselive@gmail.com. Okay? We'll get you on the show. You know the drill. Oh, and I would love a review. Can you give me a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify or Stitcher or Podbean? Wherever you listen to your podcasts, please give me a review. I'd really appreciate that. That helps me grow the channel as well. Big shout out to the patrons. Boom! Round of applause for these lovely folks. As you see on your screen, much love. Much love to y'all. You all. Appreciate you guys. Patreon.com/Jason Heine. That's where you go and give love and support to keep this show alive, amongst other things. But this show completely 100% funded by your support on Patreon. We have 27 patrons right now. I'd love to get it up there. Would love to get to 50. Would love to get to 100. Hey, would love to go full time. That's the goal, baby. Let's do it. Let's get there. Would love it. I'm not sure if you've noticed, folks. I'm going to give a shameless, I have no shame whatsoever, and promoting the great stuff that's been happening here. We have been pumping out content. The Heine House Live podcast has been going. The YouTube has been exploding with content. We just filmed another thrift, and everyone loves thrifting. I did a top 20 Super Nintendo games video that released last week. We have live streams. We have gaming. There's just so much, and it feels really good. Like, I am super inspired. I'm excited. It's tough to do when we work full-time jobs. It basically allows me a day or a day and a half total to work on this stuff on the weekend. And literally, I wake up, it's back to back, and I love it. And I say to myself, I'm busy and it's stressful and there's stuff going on, and I love it. Like, I'm thriving in it, and I love it so much. And I encourage everyone, please, take part, look at what's going on out there, be inspired yourself. And I hope that we all can continue to create and be creative people. That's what it's about. So just feels good. If you haven't noticed, please go cruise the YouTube, go cruise the Twitch. I've been streaming as much as possible on the weekends and then doing this show. It's just awesome, man. Just feels really good. I'll be honest, man. I would love to just spend all my weeks full time doing this stuff. And that's the goal. That's what we're working towards. Been working at it a long time. Doesn't happen overnight, you know? But with your help and support and encouragement, and even just friendship, you know, you want to swing by Discord, you know, hit me up on social media, say a little something, hang out, you know, that's what it's super important to me. So thank you. Much love to you guys. I got some random news. Let's talk about a little random stuff that's been going on. Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Resort. What? Yeah, it's a real thing. Disney's planning on opening a Star Wars themed hotel called, well, no, we actually had to look this up because I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm probably still pronouncing it wrong. Is it Halcyon? 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 I don't know. Halcyon. Halcyon, I think, is the themed hotel behind a Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios. Disney has announced this. It's going to be a hotel. It's a real deal. I have some pictures I'm going to show you in a little bit. Check this out. Guests will be in control of their own interactive adventure. It's like a cross between a live action role-playing game and an all-inclusive resort given to you through the eyes of Disney and Star Wars. This is going to be really, really cool. So there's some notes. Steph wrote some. Thank you, Steph, for taking the time to put these notes together and help me out. Round of applause for Steph. She definitely has been helping me out. I need it. I appreciate it. So she wrote a whole bunch of notes here. This is really cool. Check this out. When guests arrive, they will enter a launch pod for transport into space. Through the windows, they will be able to see themselves leaving Florida behind, jumping into hyperspace and drawing closer to the Halcyon docking station. What? Then it will dock. The airlock opens. Guests will step into the ship's main deck. What? Once aboard, members of the crew will greet them, other passengers, and everyone will be all together. Familiar with the Star Wars characters, they're all going to be there as well. It's going to be completely inclusive. Star Wars Galaxy Edge at a hotel in Disney and Hollywood. Oh my God. It's like you're walking into Disney or Star Wars. Like, this is really cool. Yeah. Super, super cool. I got some pictures of this. Let's pop this on. Boom. There it is. Look at this. So this is what you're going to be seeing. You know, there's the ship, and then this is, you know, what you'll be seeing when you board. And then, like, look at this stuff. These are all just mock-up drawings. But I mean, honestly, if we know anything from Disney, their mock-up drawings are pretty much what it's going to look like. You know, I think the auto industry should take note when they make these prototype cars and they draw them up and they look all fucking amazing. And then they come out looking like a Prius. Like, we need to fix this. It doesn't look anything like your concept drawing. Your concept drawings were amazing. Just have Disney come over there and make your mock-up drawings. Very, very cool. Look at that. I mean, not gonna lie, you know this shit's gonna be expensive. I have some other Disney news about them raising their prices on tickets. I mean, this is another problem. Yeah, it's gonna be great and everything if you can spend $800 a night. I mean, I don't have figures. I'm just guessing, but it's not gonna be that much. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it will be. Ridiculous. Prepare to start saving for it now. And then when you arrive, prepare your anus. Because Mickey will be there to greet you. It's going to be pretty interesting. How about the ticket prices like I talked about before? Disney is raising their ticket prices again. LA Times reported on this. And then a whole host of other people. There's tons of stuff. It's all over YouTube. People are going crazy, going apeshit. With good reason. Every year they do this. And it's frustrating. And the whole argument is that they're pricing people out from going. But the reality is people still go. And who goes? The people who are more wealthy, right? So it's like the average person, you know, with average income, just you can't go. Like, what the fuck? You really can't go. It's so expensive. This was past Tuesday as of writing this article. A one-day park hopper, which a park hopper lets you go to Disneyland, and then you can hop over to California Adventure as well. You can go back and forth. Personally, I would choose to do just one park per day. That's the cheapest way to do it. Don't do the hopper, because honestly, you go to Disneyland, you're going to want to spend the whole day there. You want to go to California Adventure, you're going to want to spend the whole day there. You don't really want to go back and forth unless you get bored of one or the other very easily, which if you do that, then why in the fuck are you even going? That's crazy. But so don't get the park hopper, just get the 1 day pass. But if you do, what do I have here? Rose to $160 from $154, and lowest demand days, and $209 is the new ticket price from $199 during the highest demand day. So they have basically on and off season. So if it's $159 for an off season and $209 for an on season. Fucking crazy, dude. $209 a day. Doesn't include your parking, doesn't include your hotel, doesn't include food, nothing. That's just to get in there, smell the Disney flowers, and go walk through and have really an amazing time. But it's just crazy, man. Yeah. Parking, some people are saying it's like $25-$30 a day. Depends on your hotel, got to take a shuttle. Yeah, it's an investment. I mean, if I feel bad for people who have a large family and want to do family vacation, that people usually do. It's like, can you imagine? Yeah, let's go to Disney with my family. It's going to be $6,000, like $10,000. What the fuck? Who's got that kind of money? No one's got that kind of money to do that. Not anyone I know, anyway. We keep playing the lottery and we keep losing. Oh my goodness. Okay, how about some Nintendo news? I actually have some Nintendo stuff. I know last couple episodes, Nintendo's been a kind of a reoccurring theme. They've been in the news with some stuff, man. They're doing some stuff. And it's good to see, right? It's good to see. So Nintendo, they're currently bringing Switch lounges to airports. Of course, they're starting at SeaTac. They would, because Seattle, right? Washington. But they are starting in SeaTac Airport, and it's going to be a lounge, kind of semi-gaming type area where you can play your Switch and lounge and chill and relax if you have layovers or you're delayed for your flight. It's pretty cool. So kind of a little Nintendo themed area. I think that's pretty awesome. SeaTac International Airport, they're looking to expand to others, but Seattle's going to be first. They're going to allow travelers to pause for a moment and play some popular video games, including Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, Super Mario Odyssey, and Mario Party. Oh, and guess what? Tetris 99 will be there. Oh, yes. We love that game. Game demos will also be available in both handheld and TV mode. So it looks like they're going to have consoles on hand that you can play. Maybe some demo, maybe some kiosks. This all sounds really interesting. Nintendo, the VP of sales, Nick Chavez, quoted here, spending time with Nintendo games at our on-the-go lounges, what they're calling them, will give people the opportunity to begin or end their journeys with a smile. Oh, isn't that sweet? Nintendo of America, VP of sales, Nick Chavez. Pretty cool. Yeah, no, I think it's great. Because honestly, look, I'm not complaining about Wendy's at the airport. I'm not complaining about that. Because when I go to the airport and I got a layover, what the fuck do? I go to Wendy's. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's what I do. I would much rather go to Wendy's and then go to the Nintendo lounge and play some Tetris 99. How about it? I'm all for it. Gonna have to say, though, Nintendo, just a little word of advice from, Jay over here. A little word of advice. Y'all better fix your Joy-Cons, because after a month or two of those kiosks being in there, guaranteed they're going to be fucked up. Guaranteed. Going to be having Joy-Con drift, and then you're going to have just a big old lounge of nothing. You better get your Joy-Cons fixed. Better get that straightened out. Yeah, I have a rant. I'm going to do a rant. Why? Because I'm raging. I'm raging over trying to get tickets to go see Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you, Ticketmaster. They're the fucking worst, aren't they? They're just the worst. I wanted to go see Rage Against the Machine. They are doing their world tour. After 20 years, they're coming back. They're playing some shows, maybe some one-off stuff. Rage is one of my favorite bands, really, of all time. Heavily influenced me. Really the main reason why I got into drums, like heavy. They're fantastic. What a great band. I wanted to see them at all costs. I didn't care what it took. Well, that's what I told myself. I'm not paying thousands of dollars for tickets. It's just not happening. So they announced, here's a quick, I'll try to make this brief. They announced that, what do you got? Oh, she's got a live feed of it here. They went down. So she just gave me on her phone here. So they're $332 a seat right now. Before they were $1,300. Yeah. And the charity seats, they were like even more than that. I saw some charity seats for like $1,500. This is crazy though. Even still, they were $125 a seat. And I was fine with that. I would have paid that. So here's what happened. They announced, okay, here's our tour. Tickets go on sale Thursday morning, 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. on our website. Perfect. I got off work at 8 a.m. I drove home. I had some coffee. I had some snacks. I'm there. I'm waiting. I'm on the website. I'm logged in. I'm prepared. I am fucking prepared. I'm logged into Ticketmaster. I have my account created with Ticketmaster. I have my credit card in my hand in front of me. I'm ready to go. I'm prepared. All right. I have everything ready to go. Like I'm ready to click and buy. Ready to go. So I'm there. And about a half hour, about 10:30, it says, oh, I see you want to buy Rage tickets. Click this to enter the queue. I click it. I enter the queue. It says, great. There's 2,000 people in front of you in the queue. Once 11 a.m., once the clock strikes, once Cinderella gets her slipper, everything's going to happen and you're going to go in and then you're going to purchase your tickets. One purchase per person per transaction. Perfect. I'm good with that. Fine. It says you can only buy 4 tickets. That's fine. I only wanted to buy 3. Steph, me, my homie Bido's flying in from Kansas. He's going to come hang out. He wanted to go to the show with us. Perfect. Well, I get in the queue, I get in, it says, okay, here we go. It pops me in and there I am. Boom. And I see all these seats, all available. $125 a seat, general admission, up in rows A, B, C, 100, whatever. I'm clicking it. I click, yep, I want that seat. I don't care where it is. I just click it. It shows me where it is. I click purchase. It says, preparing your tickets. Boom, pops up. Oops, looks like you missed out on this one. Some other fan got your ticket. Please try your search again. Okay, I go back into the fucking thing. See, I click another row. Boom, click purchase. Same thing. Boom. Oops, sorry. Looks like another fan got your ticket. Try again. Try your search again. I do this. I'm not kidding you, folks. I do this for fucking 2 hours. In this 2 hours, I'm watching the prices of the tickets go up from $125 to $200. $200 to $225, $225, $285, $285, $500, $500, $625. I'm not kidding. These are all real numbers that keep going up. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm mad. Steph can attest. I was in there fuming. I was so mad. When it got up to 1,300 and then there were no seats left, I was like, this is fucking stupid. I could not get a ticket. Then after about the first hour, it started popping up error codes, error code 3, error code 4, error code 6, and error code 7 with this big all fucking thing. Like, here's your error code. What am I going to do? I'm going to let me call up Ticketmaster tech support. Here, I'm in the queue trying to get a ticket. I can't seem to get it. I got error code 7. What's that mean? Fuck off, sir. It's so stupid. It's a complete racket. Ticketmaster is the absolute worst. They raise ticket prices. They've done this forever. They keep fucking people over. And it's frustrating. Dude, they're playing at an arena. How many seats does that fucking arena seat? 15,000, 20,000 people, maybe more. I mean, there's plenty of tickets. Why the fuck does this happen? It's so frustrating. So no, I didn't get tickets. I really wanted them bad. It's like, I know if you're sitting there going, oh my God, he's just like, he's going ham. Think about if you were in this situation, and I don't put Rage in, okay, who gives a shit about Rage? What if it was your favorite band? What if it was something you were really, really excited about? What if it was something that you really had no control over and tried desperately to get? Like you were there, you were prepared, you're on top of it. It's so maddening. It makes me so frustrated. And so no, I didn't get tickets. I can't go. I'm not going to go. This is their first show in like 20 years. I really wanted to see them. And honestly, I'm over it. Okay. Like I ranted. I was going to rant here on the show. I ranted earlier. I'm going to put it to rest. I'm done. Hopefully they record it and I can watch the great high def footage of it. Hopefully they record it in 4K, pop it up on the TV, call it a day, turn it up really fucking loud and enjoy it. And that's it. You know, I'm not going to travel to another state. I'm not going to go across country. I was talking to some other people. I won't get into it. They're like, oh, let's go to Michigan. Fuck. I'm not going to go to, like, I'll go to Portland or somewhere maybe on the West Coast, but like, dude, not even that. Like, come on, I'm not going to, I can't do all that. So yeah, it's frustrating. So fuck you, Ticketmaster. God, it's so ridiculous. And then now she's just showed me the thing. Oh, there's more seats available. They're only 300 now. Because we fucking scammed people the day of for thousands of dollars. We held all these tickets, held them. And now it's like, okay, it's died off a little bit. All right, Billy, let's throw a few bones in there. See, get him in there. It's like, dude, fuck off. That's maddening. You know what? Just pisses me right off.
Goddamn son of a bitch.
Let's move on to This Week in Gaming History. How about that? Let's spice it up. Have any of you dealt with Ticketmaster? Have you had similar? I know you guys have had similar outcomes on this. I know you have. Let's talk about This Week in Gaming History. Oh, let me do this. I'm sorry, folks. This Week in Gaming History. Yeah. This is the part of the show where I talk about games that were released the week that this podcast is going to be live in the past. And if you haven't noticed, I try to say it more confusing every time to try to, keep you guessing. Games that came out in the past during this week. All right, here we go. February 17th through February 23rd. February 17th, in 1999, Siphon Filter on PS1 was released. 2009, Street Fighter V on PS3 and 360 was released. 2011, remember this one a lot. I remember this at PAX. Catherine on PS4, Xbox One in Japan was released. Remember that very clearly at PAX. That was like the game of PAX 2011, dude. That was insane. People were playing that everywhere. It was a big game. And 2016, a little small game. You maybe not have heard of it. Rocket League on Xbox One. Remember when that came out? 2016. It's become a powerhouse now, but it was just a little fun, almost like demo soccer RC car, like you're like, oh, this is kind of fun, kind of cute. It's become like an esports monster now. Moving on to the next day, February 18th in 1994, Joe and Mac 2, Lost in the Tropics on Super Nintendo in Japan. 2008, Need for Speed Pro Street on PSP. I got to throw a little racing games in there for me once in a while. How about 2010, Heavy Rain on PS3 in Japan was released. Moving on to the next day, February 19th. In 2013, but can it run Crysis, bro? Crysis 3 on PC and 360. Wow, I wonder how that looks on 360. They probably had to, they really probably had to optimize that thing. I can only imagine. 2016, Fire Emblem Fates on 3DS was released. That was on February 19th. Moving on to the next day, February 20th. We got some retro here. 1993. Remember the game Flashback? It was released on Genesis on February 20th in 1993. Pretty good. How about another PSP? It was some love here. Metal Slug Anthology in 2007. We actually have a few on that same day, same year. 2007 Sonic and the Secret Rings on Wii. Same day, same year, Virtua Fighter 5 on PS3. Hey, let's bring back Virtua Fighter, huh? Let's bring that back. Let's do it in polygon graphics, though. That's what I'm saying. 2015, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse on Wii U in 2015. That was February 20th. Good day. A lot of good stuff. Couple more days. Got quite a few games on this list here. February 21st, 1986, Super Mario Brothers in Japan. This was on the Famicom Disk System. Yes. So good. How about the Goonies on NES in Japan? 1986, same day, same year. Man, you had a choice. Mario Brothers or Goonies. What are you going to pick? I know what I'd pick. I'd pick 1993 Star Fox in Japan. Hello. Yeah. Good day right there. 2006 Sonic Riders on GameCube and PS2. And finally, on February 21st, in 2014, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on Wii U. Has that already been 6 years? Shit. Feels like just yesterday. How about the next day, February 22nd in 1991, Double Dragon 3 on NES in Japan. That game, man, we got that game. We rented it first, but we did end up owning it eventually. Difficult. Very, very difficult. The second Double Dragon's my favorite, for sure. But the third one, man, it had lots of, I don't want to call them like gimmicks because it sounds kind of phony. But it just, I don't know, man. The gameplay was different. The combat was different. The hitboxes were different. And the difficulty was insane. I didn't like it as much. 2002, Jet Set Radio Future on Xbox in Japan was released. 2006, the Toka games, Toka Race Driver 3, Codemasters, great, on PS2 was released. How about 2010? Endless Ocean Blue World. Yes, Endless Ocean. On Wii. Good times. Shout out to all Gen gamers. 2011, Bulletstorm, PS3 and 360. One of the greatest, underrated, amazing. Another really, really fun game. You should go back and play it. 2011, Killzone on PS3 was released. 2012, Alan Wake on 360. And finally, in 2019, Anthem on PS4 and Xbox One. I think they're trying to figure out what to do with that game now. Didn't do all that well, did it? It's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, I do feel bad for developers and publishers, like when their games fall flat. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel bad because all it does, I don't know, man. I feel like if it's warranted, like if they deserved it because they fucked us over, then I don't feel bad. But like sometimes, I don't know. It's tough, right? Because we have like the indies who are getting more and more love now, which is great. But like studios, if they release a game and it does bad, that's enough to shut down the studio and everyone loses their jobs. Like that's the direness of it. And that makes me really sad because these people are just putting in their talents, their skills, their lives they're putting into these games. And so many factors beyond their control play a role in that. And it makes me really sad when they go under. I'm not speaking directly about Anthem because isn't Anthem like EA, and it hasn't EA fucked us over enough? But I'm talking about like indies and developers that don't deserve it, February 23rd in 1995, NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Yes, on Super Nintendo. I just talked about this game on my top 20 list. Go watch it on YouTube. It's on there. What number is it? I don't know. You're going to have to watch. Go find out. 1995. Great year. 2006, Initial D. Super Stage on PSP in Japan. Some PSP love going on in the chat. How about that? 2010, Heavy Rain, PS3. 2012, Harvest Moon 3D on 3DS. 2016, Far Cry Primal on PS4. 2016, Mega Man Legacy Collection on 3DS. And finally, to round out this week in gaming history, in 2017, Paladins on PS4, February 23rd. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed that little trip back in time. That was this week in gaming history. I've got some gaming news to talk about, a little bit of tech news, then we'll take a call and we'll call it a day. Maybe I'll get in my truck tonight on twitch.tv/Heine House. Maybe I'll strap up my belt and pull my belt buckle real tight, like get in my Peterbilt truck. That's 18 wheels of steel. That's just pounding down on the ground as I cruise through the entire United States in my truck, Peterbilt, which means it's built by a guy named Peter. I cannot wait to smell that burning rubber, asphalt, and tar, and dirt, mud, and whatever else is on that highway, and 18 wheels taking me up, stopping by, gonna roll on over to the Ram Ranch. We're gonna just get in there. Free shampoo to everyone who shows up before 9 a.m. It's great. It's a great deal. How about some gaming news? Animal Crossing New Horizons may have paid content. Okay, so this was last week, and we have a new updated article. So originally, it was stated that Animal Crossing New Horizons are going to have like DLC, like paid content. There's been some speculation on that. And then the article just changed saying that, oh, no, we're not going to have that. We're not going to have that. I think people are speculating because other games have done this from Nintendo. So they're kind of freaking out about it. They're like, wait, how can this not happen? How can they not have paid DLC? Like one of the most hyped popular games that's going to be coming out. So, because like Luigi's Mansion 3, Fire Emblem 3, you know, they all have some DLC. Pocket Camp, obviously. Their mobile apps, obviously. So, I think actually Nintendo's, they reached, who did this? GameSpot. They reached out to Nintendo, no word yet, specifically. And then we're starting to hear rumors that maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it doesn't exist. I don't know. I personally feel that there will be. Even if they say like, no, there won't be. There will be in time. It's going to be like, hey, how about this little, maybe if you want your house to be this color, this skin, maybe you need this carpet, just, you know, buy this little thing. And then all of a sudden that opens the floodgates and it's like, oh shit. Well, if I can buy this, I'll just buy this. I don't know. It's a slippery slope. Slippery slope. How about, maybe you want to play Animal Droppings and you're like, I can't wait for it to come out. I want to play it now. Well, you can sort of. There's kind of this knockoff clone game. Animal Crossing clone. It's called, oh gosh, what is it? Hoko Life? HOKKO? Hoko Life? I'm probably butchering that, but I mean, you tell me. I don't know. Hoko Life is available for early access on PC. It's pretty much a straight ripoff of Animal Crossing. And everything from arriving on the train to animal neighbors and even the relaxing music. Though it looks like you have more control over where you place your furniture and clothing designs, a bunch of other cool stuff. Full release is going to be available later in 2020. Is this a coincidence? I don't know, but it looks like Animal Droppings too. Let's pop this into the chat. There it is. Look at that. God, even the art style, like it looks just like it. Did you look at this yet, Steph?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did? Did you download it?
Yeah, look at the name on it.
Oh, wow, Stephanie, the chair is lovely. You're already in it. Oh, look at her go. Is it multiplayer? Can I play it with you? No? Oh, we're going to have to jump in there. Oh, you look pretty cute. Are you talking to Pepper? That's Pepper right there. Look at him. Even with the beanie and everything. Dude, this is a straight ripoff. You got, okay, I'm going to say, get in there now, folks. Do this now. Nintendo's going to shut this shit right on down. They're going to shut this shit down. They love doing that. I mean, I don't know. Is it all original assets? I guess it is, huh?
It's all original. It's just the idea.
Yeah, it's the idea. Yeah, okay. So then they won't. They're not using any assets from Animal Droppings. They're using their own thing. It's just the idea and concept. That's really cute. So yeah, hop into that. We're going to check that out. If it's multiplayer, that'd be dope. I'd love to play it. I mean, just basically play that until New Horizons come out. We're going to be all over that one. Hey, Bobby boy. Speaking of, gosh, yeah, some Nintendo stuff going on. Folks, and hey, look, I apologize. We're looking at articles. We're trying to find stuff, but like Nintendo's all over the place. They got a lot of stuff going on. They also announced this week that some more NES and Super Nintendo games are coming to their Switch Online library. Finally, after being stagnant for what? 2 months, 3 months, maybe more. I don't even know when the last one was. Long time ago. To their Switch Online subscribers, you can get the February games, 4 in total. These include the cute 'em up shooter, Poppin' Twin B, and the 16-bit Smash Tennis game. Those are both for Super Nintendo. And then there's a couple of NES games, Shadow of the Ninja and Eliminator Boat Duel. Now, this is pretty much unanimous across the board. These games, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? I actually am excited to play Pop and Twin Bee. Never played it. Looks fun. I mean, we played the Twin Bee on NES that they have on there. It's fun.
Man, like, we are so deprived of those games.
We are.
We're excited to play.
I'm trying to find the positive in this, right? I'm trying to give, credit. Like, thank you, Nintendo, for doing this. But I mean, come on, like Twin Bee, Smash Tennis, Shadow of the Ninja, and Eliminator Boat Duel, like, they look fun, and I'm excited to play them. I am. Like the Boat Duel, I love boat racing. I love racing games. It looks cool. But we waited how long for this? This is bullshit. Come on, just call it what it is. It's stupid. This is not cool. It's not cool. February 19th, in a few days, they'll be on there. So that means there'll be 52 NES games and 26 Super Nintendo games in the library. For a total of 78. When you start to look at those numbers, you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, I'm thankful. But it's like, damn, dude. They're not releasing the heat. They're not releasing the games that we want, the good stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you guys can't hear her. She was just saying, yeah, but they also reneged on the whole, we're going to release them every month. Now they're not doing it at all. Like, we'll do them whenever we feel like it. Okay. I mean, we pay monthly. We signed up for your service, but okay, you could just go back on that. I still think that's horseshit. That's not right. It's not right. Steph's grandma would say, that's not nice. It's really not. Not one bit. Yeah, for fuck's sake. What the fuck am I reading?
I don't know what the fuck I'm reading, for fuck's sake.
Also, up for auction, the Nintendo X PlayStation prototype goes up for auction. The one and the only, the prototype from the joint venture of Nintendo and Sony back in the day, goes up for auction. Terry and Dan, both got, I know these guys, they're fantastic. We had them out to Game On Expo several times. I met them in Portland at Portland Retro Gaming. Great guys. They put the console up for auction on Heritage Auctions. HA.com is where they are. And they toured the console for probably 6 years now, I think. 5 or 6 years. Taken all across the U.S., maybe even world. I don't know. In the United States for sure, to conventions and whatnot, and showing it off. The incredible Ben Heck, he fixed it. The disk drive, when they found it wasn't working, he pulled it apart, ended up fixing it. This is great. It's a community event here. It's pretty fantastic. So it's what people are saying is the last surviving of the only 200 that were made prototypes of the day, which this is huge, man. This honestly could be like, we're probably looking at one of the rarest, if not the most rare piece of gaming items ever to exist. I mean, this is massive. I mean, back in the day when Stadium, remember this in 2011? In 2011, when Stadium events sold on eBay for like 50,000 or whatever it was. And I don't know if you remember that episode, you guys, but that girl that sold it on eBay, she just listed all these games that she found in her attic. And Stadium events was one of them. And that thing just blew up. And she's like, what is up with this game? And that was an amazing story that she said she got it for like 50 cents or something, like the whole bundle, the whole box of games, like crazy stuff. And, that sold for like 50,000, right? And you're like, holy shit. Well, just so you know, currently, as of me writing this article, it may have even gone up from me writing. I don't know. But when I put this text on here an hour ago, it was at $350,000 right now. $350,000. It has 18 days to go. 18 days to go. Terry did go on and say earlier, he's done lots of interviews. He's very willing to talk about it. This is what I love about Terry and Dan. They're great guys. They take this to conventions. They set it up, they plug it in, they plug in the control, they put it in your hand and say, play it, and let you play the console right there on a TV. Like, take pictures with it, you know, like they're, you know, people are very respectful of it. They understand what they're talking or looking at, but like they let you play it. Like, that's so rad. Like, this is a piece of gaming history that is incredible. So, Terry did say in interviews, he did go on to say that he has turned down, get this, he turned down one offer for $1.2 million for this. He turned it down. Currently at $350,000. The guy who invented Oculus, I should have put his tweet in here. He was tweeting about it last week. He was like, I'm bidding on this. He's like, he's like, who are the other people bidding against me on here? Who are the other rich guys? Yeah, he said something like that. Like, who are other rich dummies bidding against it with me? He's like, I'm bidding on it. And I think he's the current high bidder at $350,000. $1.2 million. I don't know, man. If you had found this in your attic, would you sell it for $1.2 million? Yeah, I'd probably take it. I mean, I probably would. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the fate of this. Actually, I'm looking at I have the picture of it here, folks, just so you guys can see it. I don't know the fate of you know, who this is going to go to, right? Because it's an auction. It's open worldwide, so someone's going to buy it. And I just hope it gets in the right hands. I hope it gets into like a museum or somewhere it can be archived. And I'm sure it will. If you've got that kind of money, I mean, who are you? You know what I mean? You got to be somebody who understands, you know, the magnitude, the massive history that goes along with this. So I think it's so cool. Like, look at that thing that it says PlayStation, and it's a Super Nintendo like controller, and then it's Super Famicom up top. It's just amazing. You should go to the auction house, ha.com. Go look it up. It's probably going to be like their #1 auction up there. And they have great high res detailed pictures of the entire console. If you unfortunately have never been able to see it, you should go check it out. It's pretty fantastic. Boom, right there. Look at that. My hotkeys are working. I figured it out. I fixed it. The one thing I fixed, it's like taking 2 steps forward and 18 steps back. Fix one thing and everything else goes shitty. Hey, that was some gaming news. We got tech news coming up. Yeah. All the best to Terry and Dan. They're great guys. They're always very, very polite, very kind, very generous. When I met them, and they came out to Game On several times for us. That was very, very nice of them. Thank you. Thanks to them for that. Google Chrome is going to start blocking insecure downloads. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard this yet. The Verge reported on this. Google will gradually ensure that only downloads come from HTTPS. And the S there is important because that stands for secure. That means the website is secured. So that you can only download secured files. Here's the thing. Okay, let's talk about the article, then I'll get into my opinions there. Currently, Chrome version 82 will warn users if they're about to download something they shouldn't. When version 83 is released, the executable download will be blocked, and the warning will be applied to archived files. Version 84, we will get the warning on PDFs and .doc files. And then version 85 will warn against audio, images, text, video files. What? Finally, with version 86, all mixed content downloads, anything that's non-secure coming from anywhere in the world, will be blocked. Just blocked. Instantly blocked. These warnings are also going to be across Android and iOS versions of Chrome. No specific release date yet, but that is something that they're working on. There's a great little article here to show. There it is. To show what you have here, all the different files that are going to be blocked. So there's Chrome version 81, just shows the warning in the console. Chrome 82, you can kind of see here all the different things. 82, 83, 84, 85, and finally 86 is just going to block it all. So here's what I think about this. I think that, yes, it's good to be secure. It's good to be vigilant. It's good to understand what you're downloading. And I would say a majority of people are like, we aren't dumb like 95 anymore. You know, like we've figured this out. Now we still can get hit. We still can get infected with stuff. Like it happens. Okay. But bless you, my dear. a lot of us are in the know. Like we understand about phishing emails. We understand about like weird links, and we understand like you go to a website and you got a million pop-ups and click here, click. Like we know this is bullshit. We shouldn't do it. Most of us know this. I feel like why are they doing this? They're wanting to really secure Chrome. They're really wanting to secure it. But also, what happens to people who use this for more than just browsing? Dude, hello? Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this. .exe, .zip, .iso, .pdf, doc, PNG, MP3. Dude, those are all files that I transfer to and from in my daily life. I don't know. What do the kids say? All the time. All the time. So this is going to be a big problem for me. This is going to be a big problem. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't update your Chrome. You should keep it up to date, right? For security and all that. But dude, what is the option? What is the best option here? Am I sending it from, she asked if I'm sending it from an insecure site. I guess I wouldn't be. No. Maybe it won't if it's from secure. Is that really what this is all about? It's just if it's a non-secure site, it is, huh? Okay. That makes sense. That also poses one other issue though. Well, just think about it. Think about it. So if pirates and people and evildoers are using insecure sites, all that's going to do is force them to figure out a way to fuck people over on secure sites. That's true. Those are just facts. That's just facts. If you take away the food, they're going to try to, they're like a bug. They're going to go to the next place to try to find the food. They're going to go to wherever it is, wherever the hot plate is. So, yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I don't know. I see it both ways. Like, I want to be secure. I don't want to fuck anything up. But also, I don't like any program that just does shit for me like that. That just is like, nope, you can't. Nope. Like, let me decide if I want to fuck my shit up. Like, let me decide if I want to infect my computer with the virus. Okay. Like, let me decide that. I know that sounds really ass backwards, but I'm kind of that way. Like, hey, if I need to transfer a fucking zip file to somebody from a site that may not be secure, like, but I know it's okay, and I've inspected it, I've done my due diligence, like, then let me do it. Don't just block it, instantly block it. So I don't know, man. This is a really hot topic. That's a really interesting to look at. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I feel about that. Like, well, don't use Chrome. Okay, let me just go. Okay, fine. I'll just use Edge. Edge is great. Oh, by the way, they just redid Edge with the Chromium engine. And it's actually really good. Yeah, it is. Finally. I mean, who uses Internet Explorer? Nobody. We did back in the day. But yeah, it's actually really good now. Edge is great. You should check it out. Maybe I'll use that. Oh, wait, but I'm still on Chrome. Fuck. All right, Firefox it is, I guess. Firefox, we meet again. I think everyone who's a tech person goes round and round with browsers, right? You use something for a while, and then you go to Firefox, and you're like, okay, Firefox is great. Yeah, I use Firefox. And then after like a year, you're like, okay, I'm going to try something else. I'll use this, I'll use that. And then it's like, oh, it's outdated. I can't update it. My OS is too old. I got to use something else. Okay, I'll use Opera. Okay, I'm in Opera. Oh, it's great. And then Opera, oh, Flash is not supported. Okay, we're fucked. Now let me go to Chrome. Oh, now Chrome's going to block everything. Now I'm fucked. You know what? Turn your computer off. Just turn it off, shut it down. Go outside. Go play in the dirt. All right, just get outside, go for a drive, smell the air, go play in the dirt, take your Tonka truck, and just do something. You know what I mean? That's what we have to do at this point. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
NVIDIA with their GeForce Now. We talked about this last episode, actually. They're losing Activision and Blizzard games. What? Now, this was what we were talking about earlier about the cloud gaming. GeForce Now lets you play PC games that you already own. You can stream them wirelessly through their GeForce Now service. With games you already own, only if the developer or publisher support that. Well, originally, I think they did. They said they did, but now they don't, unfortunately. That's a big blow. So that means that any of the Activision Blizzard games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, no longer supported. That means that some of the biggest publishers and even Battle.net catalog will no longer be available. That's crazy. Just after 1 week. Yeah, it was last week we mentioned this. Capcom, EA, Konami, Rockstar, Square, those are all also missing. You know why they're doing this? It's because they want to control that. Like they want to have their own service. They want to do this themselves. And it makes sense, but it's frustrating because we have shitty ass Stadia. We have all these services that don't really work right. And then we have Nvidia to come through and use their brute horsepower of their hardware to make this work with clear system requirements, clear network requirements, right? They've clearly defined it. And then publishers are like, oh shit, they can actually do this? Fuck. Okay, pull out, abort, whoop, 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 abort. It's just like, dude, that's frustrating. That's frustrating because, man, I really wanted to try this. I want to do this. But hey, maybe just with some other games, we'll do it, give it a whirl and have some fun with it. But yeah, Activision and Blizzard, they're out of the running, at least for now. Yeah, I think if you sign up now, it's $5 a month for a early promo deal. So it's pretty good. So the last little bit on the tech news here is that we went finally through many years of not having it, actually never having it. We have slowly increased our internet speed here at the Heine house, the more Heine house we call it, is that we've kind of taken advantage of like, so we have Cox we got Cox for our ISP. And we've taken advantage of some of their like promos, sales, you know, they do that, right? Like yearly little promo stuff. So we've like slowly been increasing our network here, our internet speed. Like I think when we first started out, it was like 60. We were at like 60, right? There was like kind of like the basic. And then we went up to, I think it was like 150. I think it was. And then it was like, okay, you want to go from 150. The next step is 300 down, like 20 up. And because I was having issues streaming and we were doing all kinds of shit. And it was like I was wanting to stream in like 1080p, right? So it was taking more network. I had more bandwidth. So we upgraded that. Then we went to the DOCSIS 3. And then to go to the 300 megabits down, we had to go to the DOCSIS 3.1. So we went to the DOCSIS 3.1. We got the Netgear Nighthawk router. We got a bunch of cool stuff and made it happen. So that's all good and fun. But we weren't getting, it was kind of hit or miss. We weren't really getting the speed. All right. So a little story time here. We weren't really getting the internet speed that we were paying for. We weren't even getting half. We're getting like 90 down. And we're like, I'm like, what? And the upload was fine. The upload was like 30. And this lasted weeks, right? So like, what is going on here? So we get on tech support with Cox. We're talking to them. We're troubleshooting. We're doing the whole rigmarole, the whole thing. And we're going through the troubleshooting, reset everything, check your cables. And, I'm kind of like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I've already done this. I'm looking. And we're sitting there and I'm like, dude, I finally am telling this guy, I'm like, I said, we have a bottleneck. And I was having a conversation. I go, look, something is up because there's a bottleneck somewhere in here because we're getting service to the house. All right. When I plug directly into the router, we get service, but then nothing else, it doesn't work. Nothing else works around here. I'm trying to remember exactly how I said this because I had an epiphany as I was talking to this guy and figured it out. So I want to make sure I say this right. So as I'm typing to this guy and I'm saying, I said the word bottleneck. So we have a bottleneck somewhere. And I just, in my head, I go through the paces like, okay, wait, where the fuck would the bottleneck be? Okay. So we have the the service at the curb comes to the house. There could be a bottleneck in there. There could be a cable, but we've had fast service before. So I don't know. Something's going on. Something's weird here. Coming to the house. Okay. Is it the cable from the wall to the cable modem? Is that bad? No, we've used that before. It's been fast in the past. Something's wrong here. So then I follow it up. So what I do is I take my computer again and I plug my computer directly into the modem. We got fast speed. We have fast internet. I'm like, okay, so it's getting from the curb to the house to here. Okay. So then I come in and I look at our router and modem. We have a two router, a one router, one modem setup. And we have all of our hardwired devices going to a hub, or a switch. I'm sorry, an Ethernet switch, a gigabit switch should be totally fine. And we've used it before, and everything's been functional. Everything's been great. So I'm like, okay, the bottleneck might be somewhere related to this. Well, I start unplugging cables. All right, I start plugging in one by one. I'm troubleshooting each device. I go to Steph's computer, check her network, go to mine, check the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is blazing fast. What the fuck? Okay. Come to find out, this long-winded story here. Come to find out, I just go, there's only one place that we can bottleneck in here. It's got to be the cable that's connected from the modem or from the router to the hub. Has to be. They're like, we have service here. If it's going to the switch, has to be. So I unplug it. I switch it with another cable. Boom. Instantly, we've got our speed. It goes right back up. I go over to the chat. I go, dude, pump the brakes. I said, look, I just figured it out. I said, we're bottlenecked by a cable that has either gone bad or is going bad or something. Or maybe it was just the wrong cable to begin with. It came with our Nighthawk router. I was using it for that. And that's a gigabit router. Like, it absolutely should handle that. So I'm thinking it was like a faulty cable or something, or going bad or something. It has to be. I unplugged it. I grabbed one of my other cables from Monoprice that I have, a little 1 footer. Plugged it in, boom, boom. Fired it all back up. Went to check it. Boom, we're getting 300 down. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe it was this fucking faulty cable. We've been going through all this bullshit, right? So I go back to the chat and I'm like, all right, hey, thanks. Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. Guy goes, well, hold on a second. If you have a moment, I want to let you know about something. I go, oh, great. Here comes the fucking sales pitch. I mean, you got to give it to them because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to do this. They're required. Yeah, exactly. They're required. We've worked in this. We understand what they're supposed to do. So I just like, cool. Let's let him do his blurb so he'll get his credit that he tried and all this. Well, he comes back and he says, hey, here's where they're going to get him. He's like, oh, I'm talking to Jason Heine. I'm going to get this motherfucker. I got this fucking sucker on the line. Hook, line, and sinker. Where's the fucking fishing pole? I got this son of a bitch. That's pretty much what he said. And then he decided to talk politely to me. He goes, hey, it looks like Gigabit internet service is available at your address. Which it hasn't always been, by the way. This is new as of like last year. I think it's last year. So they must have been doing some upgrades. And I'm like, oh. I write back, oh, question mark. And I'm like, please do tell more. And he's like, yeah, so what we can do, if you're interested, we'll get you signed up for the Gigabit, which for people who may not know, that's 1024 megabit per second down. That's a gigabyte down. And I think it's 50 up. And we're like, oh, okay. It's like, if you're interested, we could sign you up for that plan. We could send you out our all-in-one panoramic Wi-Fi modem router bundle. It comes with all the hardware you need. It's all included. The service, here's the kicker. It's only $9 more a month. $9 more. So we can go from 300 all the way up to a gigabyte. Like, whoa. And I'm sitting there. I'm literally on the phone chat. Like, I'm totally just like appeasing this guy by letting him do his thing, right? As I'm eating dinner, I'm like looking at the chat, like eating dinner. When he said that, I almost spit my food out. I'm like, holy shit. It's only $9 more a month. He's like, yeah, that's for a year promo. And I write him back. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not paying any extra for a rental. All right. I said, I've owned my hardware for years. I've got a hardware that can handle all this. I don't want to pay a rental. I said, what if the service doesn't work? Can I return it? Can I refund it? Like, is there a contract? I was asking all the questions. No contract. Pay it monthly. It's $9 more. There's no rental on the hardware. It's all included. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, dude, okay, this sounds pretty legit. And so this is, again, another thing kind of against my rules. I don't usually do this sort of thing. I'm pretty conservative with like doing this. I like to just kind of control, like when it comes especially hardware and stuff like that, I like to control all of it. But I talked to Steph. I looked at Steph. I go, should we just do this? Like this sounds pretty good. Like, okay, this is either going to go really right or really wrong. They're either going to like, this shit's going to show up and they're going to fuck us incredibly hard somehow, or this is going to plug in and everything's going to just work right. And she's like, fuck it, let's do it. So I said, okay, let's go. He's like, cool. It will be there in 3 days. Sure enough, 3 days later, we got this nice, wish I could show it. It's really nice looking. It's almost like this little tower. It's more tall than it is wide, so it doesn't take up a lot of desk space. It has a fan in the back. It's blowing out hot fucking air. All right. It's working. It has an app that so far has been great. It connects to my Wi-Fi. I can port forward from my app. I can check what devices are connected. I can see when new devices connect, when they disconnect, what's currently connected. I can see their bandwidth, how much data has been transferred through these devices. I can name it. I can create profiles. I can say Steph's Kindle, PC, Chromebook, and this belong to her, and she has her own little profile. We can look at that. It can break down how much data that used, how much data. Like, it's amazing. Like, it's really cool. This is not how I usually go about shit, right? So I'm kind of like, I'm very leery about this. I'm very almost paranoid. Like, I don't know, man. Y'all ISPs, y'all been fucking us over for many years, okay? So like for you to say this and for this to work right, I'm kind of like, I don't know, when's it going to explode? Because I feel like it's a ticking time bomb. But so far it's been great. Honestly, when it's right, and I'll say it. And it has been. It's been great. So we're on Gigabit. We're getting about 900 down and 50 up. And that's great because, man, when I uploaded videos, we download a game. I just downloaded a 30 gigabyte game the other day. I think I downloaded PUBG test server because they have TDM that's in there now and I wanted to try it. And it was like 32 gigs or 28 gigs or something. It took like 9 minutes. Just was like, boop, done. Fucking 30 gigs. Now, the only drawback is that it is a 1 terabyte cap still. All right. We have a 1 terabyte total data upload and download cap, which we are absolutely going to hit. We get close as it is. We get about 800-900 every month as it is with my streaming. Yeah. As I stream more and I'm streaming 60 frames, 1080p, high quality. The hardware can handle it. The network can handle it. So we do. It looks nice. It's great for the viewers. It lets them scale it. You know, it gives them options. And then I've been uploading YouTube videos that are 5-6 gigs every video. It's just like, boom, you know, it's going to happen. But hey, what can you do? I know they offer an unlimited data plan. I think it's like $40 or $50 more or something. It's like, oh, you know, now we're talking. I'm telling you, by the end of this, we're going to be like $1,000 a month just on service for internet. Hashtag 2025. That's our internet goal. Yeah. Not cool. So anyway, hey, little story time. Check your cables, folks. Actually, let's do a little PSA for everyone out there right now. Go home, or if you are home, go check all of your hardwired Ethernet cables. All right. Make sure that every one of them is a Cat 5e or Cat 6. Go ahead. Do it right now. Go check it. And the cables will say on there what they are. All right. They are branded. The older you want Cat 5e. If it says Cat 5, you don't want that because that's limited to only 100 down. All right. So you want to make sure that you have the right cables. Now they're fully backwards compatible. Cat 5e, Cat 6 will all work with your old hardware. It's just the amount of bandwidth that they're able to transfer. All right. So Cat 5e or Cat 6. If you don't have those, go somewhere, go to Monoprice. I'll shout them out. They're fantastic. I have so many cables from Monoprice. They're great. They're affordable. Get those cables. redo all of your hardware, your computers. Make sure you're taking full advantage of the speed. You may not even know that you're losing it, and your hardware may be able to give that to you, your modem and router, your ISP. That might be the case. And also, hey, they can go bad, as we've seen. What did I do with this cable, Steph? I walked right into the kitchen. She's in there like having a sandwich looking at me. I walk in with this blue cable. I grab the scissors. I stare at her dead in her eyes. And she's like, what are you doing? I just grab the cable and I go, boom. I cut that fucker right in half. And she goes, and you know what she said? She's so sweet. This is why I love her. This is what she says. She goes, the cable was just trying to do its job. It was just trying to do its job. And I look at her and I go, God damn it. I just threw it right in a garbage can. Yes, it was, but it did it wrong. She felt bad for the cable. Just trying to do its job. Yeah, well, it did it wrong. So good. So sweet. So, hey, story time. That was tech story time. We're going to take a call now. I think we got just one call from a man, Cameron. 503-908-5490 is the phone number. Get at me. I love to talk. I love to follow up. And I appreciate you doing this, Cameron, because it's nice to have a little conversation. Matter of fact, I might as well just have you on the podcast. I might as well just have you come on and talk with me for a little bit. You have all these great questions. Great questions, great comments about things. So maybe we can have you on just for a little moment. Are you on Discord? Hit me up. Let's see. He's got two voicemails. Look at that. See, he forgets about some stuff and he sends in another one. That's my man right there. Let's see if this loads up any quicker on my iPad. Nope, I guess not. I'll be bottlenecked by my iPad, right, Steph? Bottlenecked. Yeah, exactly. Let me turn off my mirroring here. Here we go.
Hey, Jason, it's Cameron Johnson again. I guess this is going to be a new segment called Questions from Cameron.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, just wanted to respond to your sort of comments on the latest podcast. You brought up a really cool point, interesting point, something that I didn't think about. It is sort of tragic in a way that not tragic, but unfortunate that I sold my Genesis collection about 10 years ago. Didn't get the most money for the games, had a lot of really good, expensive games that are, or at least expensive now, games. But, I'm collecting with purpose now, and I'm getting back only the games I want. I'm 36. I think you're probably a similar age. I don't think we have much to prove. I don't have anything I need to, I don't need to show off my collection necessarily. And it's really just for me. So I don't need the shelf to be any more full than it has to be, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I stick to my list. I don't deviate that much. Of course, there's always a little deviation, but if I buy a game I don't like, I just sell it. There's no need to pad the shelf with filler, at least for me. Here's my question for you for this week. So have you ever heard of I'm sure you've heard of it, but disc rot, is that an issue for you? Have you looked into it? It's something that I didn't think much of. I know a lot of CDs from the early 80s and, ones that weren't manufactured to the highest standards are prone to that, or ones that are, sort of stored in improperly. It's definitely a possibility to have that. But I looked at some of my Sega CD games and I held them up to the light and saw some little tiny pinholes, and that's supposedly disc rot, I think. But yeah, so I guess, with that sort of optical media, is it more fragile, you think, than cartridges? I think it probably is. With disk drives, you mentioned the Wii, that being a potential weak link, disk drives in general. So, and I'll leave you with this last point. I think in 50 years, there'll be a lot of dead PS2s, Wiis, PS3s, PS4s, 5s, etc., Xboxes. And, but I think there'll be plenty of 16-bit consoles still trucking, dig up your old Super Nintendo, Genesis, and I bet they'll probably still work. I guess theoretically, because we won't have the TVs for them anymore. But yeah. Anyway, take care. Thanks for indulging my very long-winded message, and let's talk again next week.
Sounds good, Cameron. Yeah, absolutely. And you said so many great things in there too. I'm trying to remember all this stuff in order. Yeah, you talked about collecting with purpose. You talked about you sold off your Genesis collection back 10 years ago when they weren't worth a whole lot. Now that they are, again, that's kind of this like the mainstream. That's the pitfalls of it just being like mainstream and popular, and everyone's getting back into it because Genesis is amazing and people are seeing that and they're coming back around. Yes, that is definitely heartbreaking, but it's okay because like you said, and we talked about this last week, is collecting with purpose. We are around the same age. Yes, we don't have to prove anything. Yes, I have this great display behind me. It's just for show. It's for this podcast, right? I can't even tell you, I have bins, literal bins just full of my entire gaming life. Bins and bins and bins and bins of stuff. And it's like, I don't necessarily need to have it all out on display. Like I want to play what I want to play. When it's there, pull out a bin, take a look. And that's something that actually I'm going to start doing is, on a Patreon after party, I'm going to pull out some of these bins and I'm going to just kind of like live on camera, just go through them and show and talk about stuff, talk about my memories, talk about some of the cool stuff you're going to see. I have some really rare stuff that I don't even remember what I have in these bins. So like, if you want to check some of that out, join Patreon, get in there for the after party for sure. That's the $5 tier. So get in there, check it out. Shameless plug. But anyway, yes, Cameron, absolutely. Gaming with purpose and collecting with purpose is super important. And it's like, I love having stuff like this out for me, just for me. Yeah, sometimes friends come over and they're just like, oh, wow, holy shit. Like, it's amazing. Like, most people don't get to see this sort of thing. It's a bit of pride. And I have pride showing like, yes, like I remember going to Fred Meyer, all right, when Half-Life 2, when this game came out and purchasing this game in this box, off the shelf. I remember, like, I have memories attached to every single piece in my collection. Think about that for a second. I can grab any bit of it and I have a memory attached to it. I have some sort of connection to it. And that to me is exciting. I love that. I think it's so great. And that's why the collection is what it is because it's just stuff, right? If it all went up in a fire, hey, I have my life. I'm still alive. We're good. All the stuff can be repurchased, although at a premium. You can get all the stuff back. It's really just about the memories attached to it, the ability to go and grab it and touch it and look at it and open it up and check it out and sometimes, I don't know, smell it. Hey, we do that. It's okay. Steph's looking at me. Yeah, we do that. It's okay. So yeah, I think that you had great points about that collecting with purpose. And then you talked about, I want to make sure I hit everything. You talked about disc rot. Yeah. Now this is something. Now CDs that were manufactured back in the 80s of lower standards, this may be more of an issue. Now there's a lot of conflicting information about this out there. And there are some discs suffer this worse than others. And if you don't know what disc rot is, I'll try to just sum it up a little bit. It's when one of the metallic coatings on a CD, a disc, starts to come apart and come off. And if you don't know about optical media, about CDs, you should go and watch like a video on like the history of the compact disc. You should really watch that. I'm sure there's tons of them on YouTube. Go watch them to learn about how the disc works, how the laser works with the optical medium, how it reads from the inside out. Like it's really, really fascinating. I'm not going to go into it here. Maybe I could do that for something. Maybe we can talk about it. But so disc rot is when one of the metallic or some of the metallic coating on one of the layers starts to deteriorate and come off. Now, discs need these layers in order to read the data. So what happens is when this stuff starts to come off, you can imagine is that the optical media stops reading, and you have issues with that. Many factors can play a role in this. So fucking many factors that honestly, there are factors that I don't even know that could exist. The ones that I know off the top of my head, whatever you use to clean your discs, that can play a role. If any of that's abrasive, if some people used to use, oh my God, I used to watch people use Windex to clean their discs. Don't use Windex for anything. If you have Windex, throw it out the fucking window. It has ammonia in it. Ammonia is terrible. It will destroy shit. Do not use it. Use ammonia-free. God, if you're gonna use anything that's like cleaner, like glass cleaner or Windex, anything like that, don't use it on your discs, first of all. But in general, don't use anything with ammonia, especially on like cars and discs, anything like that. Don't do that. I learned the hard way. I was just gonna say it. She interrupted me. I learned this the hard way. No, this is great because whenever I make a mistake, I always talk about it. This is a great lesson. I used to wash my car with Palmolive right out of the fucking kitchen. I used to go into the house and grab, we're out of car wash. Okay, I'll go into the house and I grab Palmolive. I look at it and I'm like, tough on grease, soft on hands. Well, fucking A, my car's got grease all over. This ought to be great. Soft on hands. Dude, my hands never came out so fucking soft. I swear. I was stroking my face. Yeah, you thought I was going to say something else. I was stroking my face all day long. My hands were so soft. It was wonderful. Palmolive is terrible. Do not use that. It was cutting through the clear coat of the car. Don't fucking do that. It's terrible. You want to use specific wash. That's why this soap is expensive for cars and stuff. Use really high-end stuff. Use Meguiar's or whatever else have you. Do not use Armor All. Oh my God, please. One day we can talk about cars too someday. I'm getting way off topic, Cameron. I'm sorry. But yeah, do not use Armor All either on your car. Do not use that cheap fucking pop buttered bullshit. Don't use it. Throw it out. Throw it out. I don't care if you have a full bottle. Take it, put it in the garbage. It's bad. It's bad for your car. It's bad for everything. And then watch Armor All. Hey, Jay, would you like to sponsor our episode? This episode of Heine House Live brought to you by Armor All. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So anyway, disc rot. So this can happen to discs. One, if they're manufactured back in the 80s with a lower quality of lower standards, that can happen. I think more or less it also has more of a role of how they're stored and in what conditions they're stored in. And then right after that, maybe rule number 3 is how they were cleaned. Because if you do use Windex or something abrasive, ammonia, if you dunk them in a big vat of Palmolive, you're going to have issues down the road. It will deteriorate. Not at first, but down the road as they age, you'll start to see that. Now, in your case, if you're starting to see, I don't know where you live, and it's none of my business, but if you live in a place that has high humidity, if you live in a place that's more damp, like maybe some place in the South, or maybe even in some cases like the Northwest where I'm from, if they're stored improperly in a damp, moist environment, that does play a role. And I've seen people get disc rot who have had a disc stored in, say, an attic for like 10 years, pull out and all their PS1 discs, not only are all the paper and manuals warped and fucked up, but the discs also have the disc rot because they're kind of deteriorating up there. They're moist, and that's not what you want. You want everything to be stored in a very dry climate, if you can, honestly. And it's kind of a tough thing because some people have like instruments. Like I have instruments, I have drums and I have guitars and things. And so, there's, in a perfect world, you'd want those to be stored in a humidity controlled environment, right? Well, this is getting really hardcore now, but yes, your games and your game collection also, if you want it to last forever or be preserved for as long as you can, you're going to want to check the environment that it's in. It does play a role. Absolutely. Now, they don't have any hard evidence, like exactly like, oh, well, if it's 58% humidity and that's bad, it's 10% humidity, you're good. Like, no, I don't have hard facts. It's like rule of thumb type stuff. So, do I have issues with disc rot? I want to say no and yeah, because I don't know. I mean, no, I do know. The answer is no. I haven't ever had an issue with disc rot. Do I though? I'm not sure. There's too many games. I have not checked them all. So maybe down the road, I'll start breaking out some discs. Every couple of years, I try to like put my hand on every console that I have in an assortment of games. Like, remember a couple of years ago, I pulled out the Dreamcast and we had all the Dreamcast out. A year before that, I pulled out, I think I pulled out Saturn, and we were looking at Saturn stuff, and I don't think we played it much, but I pulled that. And then the year before that, I did 3DO. We pulled that out. We played through Fatty Bear and had a great time playing through all the 3DO stuff. And all those games looked great. So check your collection, go through them. It's when it stops reading the data, that's when you're going to have a huge issue there. So anyway, Cameron, great question. I know you had a follow-up here. Again, this is chat with Cameron. Where did my fucking thing go? Where did my email go? I just closed the tab by accident. That's all good. I'll just pull it up here. Yeah, man, that is something that you're going to want to be very careful about. Oh, here we go. Because, you just, I don't know, just try to keep it in storage. And if you have to storage, try to keep it in a not too humid, right? Not too hot. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, or a dehumidifier, depending on the environment. You know, if it's really humid or really hot, it's probably not the best. That's why I've been trying to convert. I talked about this last episode. I've been converting a lot of my collection out of the garage and get it in the house here. And I've done that with a lot of it. I don't have any games or any cartridges or anything out there, I think, out there in the garage, because in the summertime, it gets over 100 in there. It gets really, really hot. And that actually has damaged some stuff that I unfortunately have found, you know, it through going through stuff. But it's just the way it is. Like, you can't fit everything inside your house. That's why Steph, she just said she sleeps on the roof. And that's the reason. Hey, look, the Coleman tent, it's nice, right? It's nice. I mean, you have to keep your head away from that vent over there because that's the bathroom vent. And boy, that smells sometimes, I know. But hey, these are all things you got to deal with. It's you know, when you got a collection, you got to do what you got to do, Steph. She's a trooper. All right, here's this follow-up here, Cameron. Thank you. Follow-up. Here, questions with Cameron.
Jason, Cameron again. I just realized I forgot to give you a little bit of friendly advice. If you're thinking about getting rid of a collection, unless you just need money or absolutely need space, it can be tempting to kind of declutter. You know, if you're not playing it, I understand, but I would recommend against just getting rid of an entire collection, going EverDrive, because chances are you're probably like me. You like the physical stuff. You like the physical aspects, or else, you know, we wouldn't collect anything. You know, you're a collector. I'm a collector. I kind of had to learn that when it's all said and done, I'm a collector at heart. It just is who I am. My wife is not a collector whatsoever. So she doesn't get it, but it's just, you know, it is who I am. And it is what it is. So I would recommend against it. Anyway, take care. Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think, did I play the right one? Yeah, I did. Okay. I don't remember if I answered this last time or not. You're sending in so many great questions. I forgot. February 3rd, maybe we already talked about this. Yeah. And you know, when you talked about your EverDrive and you got rid of your Genesis stuff, I was thinking to myself, man, you know, we've done that. We actually, Steph and I we were forced to do that at one point. She got rid of a lot of her stuff and I got rid of a lot of my stuff, NES stuff. She got rid of a lot of her first 4 figures and a bunch of great stuff. And yeah, and you know, it sucks and we regret it, but we had to do it, you know, at that time. And so, you know, that is frustrating. But no, we're not actively interested at like unloading a big majority of the collection. I mean, we have a lot of stuff, but it's like I talked about before, there's an attachment to some stuff. There's memories attached to these things. And a lot of times Steph, more than me, like she really wants to play a lot of this stuff and go through it, you know, and enjoy it. And I think that's fantastic. And it's there for the taking. It's there to do it. That's why we collect it. So, yeah, man. Cameron, thank you so much. Great questions. I appreciate that. You know, we're going to have a chat time with Cameron, questions from Cameron. This is a great, but you see, folks, great opportunity for all of us. If you're listening right now, that means you. Call in 503-908-5490. Would love to answer any questions, talk about collecting, any of this stuff, man. This is fantastic. I love it. Yeah, call me. Start some shit. Talk to me. I need to have a little like an intro or something for it. Like, we're gonna take calls and call me. Start some shit, bitch. Exactly. I need to have like you've got voicemail. I used it on the Thrifting episode recently. When you found the spoiler for the Thrifting episode, when you found the landline voicemail box, I went to my archive of AOL sounds and I pulled. You probably didn't hear this one this much. You always heard "you've got mail" always, but you never really heard there was 2 others that I actually used in the episode because one, I'm going to spoil everything. We found that camera, right? So I used "you've got pictures." There was one when you got pictures. They had a photos tab on AOL and it was like, "you've got pictures."
I guess I never got.
Believe me, I know about the pictures. So that one, and then also you could get a voicemail. And so you didn't hear this a lot because it was, I mean, who the fuck was sending a voicemail on AOL in 96? But they recorded it. You've got voicemail. So yeah, you're gonna have to, when the episode comes out, you know, because you don't have access to it, I guess. Nope. She's not on. You better join Patreon, Steph. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. I'll send you the link. Yeah, it's hilarious though. So yeah, call me up. You can call me up. Let's go to, I think that's it. I think that wraps up the show. I don't have any other notes, folks. Y'all are amazing. Let's give a round of applause to the incredible support from the patrons that you see right here on your screen. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the others and you want to see me continue doing this show here, I would love to. And the reason why it's still alive is because of your support here. Patreon.com/Jason Heine. That's me. Thank you so much. I'm going through my Bandcamp because I'm gonna play a song as I say goodbye to everyone. But a shout out to all of the Game Loft tiers. That is part of the perk when you join, and you get that verbal shout out, y'all. And I really do appreciate the support. Brandon, George, Erin, Weldon, Tammy, Sam, Luke, Ryan, and Justin. Another round of applause for these amazing people. But for everyone, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. What's it going to be? What am I going to play, Steph? We have a lot of options here. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a super duper throwback. Super duper throwback. Let me mirror the screen so everyone can see this. I'm going to tell a quick story about it before we say goodbye. There it is. So I'm going to play, because I recently did my top 20 Super Nintendo games video. We had some comments in there. Actually, I think Sam commented. He's like, man, this takes me back to the EMU review days. He was like, man, your reviews are awesome. I loved it. He's like, do more. More are coming for sure. I'm going to do more stuff like that. But I'm going to play my original theme to the emulator review right here. I have it on my Bandcamp page. And there's a story behind it. I haven't told the story, I don't think publicly. I don't know. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. There was a competition when I lived in Colorado from a local newspaper. They were like, whatever your local entertainment newspaper was at any place, wherever you live, they all have a local entertainment paper. And so they were doing an article saying, hey, if any of you out there are musicians or audio people, we're doing a contest. We went up to a local arcade with a microphone and recorded just walking through the arcade. All right. They recorded 45-minute long MP3 of them walking through an arcade. You can hear pinballs. You can hear DDR. You can hear people putting in coins. You can hear the change machines. You can hear the winning. You can hear let's make a deal. You can hear all these games going off, right? And you can hear these sounds. They said, take all of these sounds and make a song out of these sound effects, which is what they were, just basically sound effects with maybe little snippets of music and sound that is, you know, that you'd hear from a game, maybe in a tracked mode or a game over screen or, you know, music of some sort, maybe an intro to a game, you would hear that. But in theory, it was 45 minutes long of nothing but sound effects. So in 2009, I was living in Colorado and I thought this was a great opportunity. This is what I do. I love audio. I love music. I love sound effects. Let me see if I can do something and make something. In 2009, I did. And I made this song. At the time, it wasn't my theme to emulator review. This was even before I was building out my channel. This was just something I did to submit to the newspaper. And I ended up getting second place in this. And it was great. And so they put the top 5 in the newspaper. And it was my little, I didn't have anyone there to share it with. It was just me living there by myself. But it was really cool to like, hey, look, I got my name in the newspaper and my song. And they put a little link to it. And they played it on their newspaper's website. It was really cool. And I got to hear everyone else's. And it was awesome. It was a really cool thing to be a part of. So I thought that was fantastic. And I ended up a year later when I launched my YouTube channel. This was the theme that I used for it. And sure, I maybe had a 1-minute intro in my earlier days. We learned the hard way. That's probably not very smart to do, but I was excited. It more or less annoyed people because who wants to sit through a 1-minute intro? Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I cringe when I think about it now. I chopped it up to 30 seconds, then 15 seconds, then 10 seconds, and then I just got rid of the intro completely. And now I have it very fine-tuned, of course. But back in the day, I had an intro. This was the song. This is my theme to the emulator review, built completely off of sound effects from that 45-minute clip. I took them, chopped them up, made a song. Here it is. And then we're going to wrap it up and say goodnight. Thank you, folks. HeineHouse.com is the website. Go to my Bandcamp page if you want this song or any of the others. I love you so much. Thank you for spending your day or evening with me. Have a wonderful night.
What? Penny Arcade? What? Vacate my premises. I headed right over to Manitou, that's where it is. All the fun in the sun while I play all the games. Only way this would be better if I found me a date. But the day I came to play, and oh yes, I brought my game face. I want to beat the high score in DDR, but I'm scrounging through my pockets. I'm running out of quarters. Game over. Game over. Game over. Over, over. With the Miss Pac-Man, ain't no joke, I'm the real Operation Wolf. Flying high in Rush 2049. I'm like Mike Tyson on that ball that I am slicing. The universe loves me, I am your defender. Get called a dork when I talk like Gorf. Well, Easterly. I try. Game over. Game over. Game over. Over, over. Game over. Game over.
Hear that Donkey Kong for the bass line in there?
Over, over.
Crazy.
Skate, get to the arcade, just don't delay. I said bounce, rock, roller skate, get to the arcade, just don't delay. I said bounce, rock, roller skate, get to the arcade, just don't delay. Come on, bounce, rock, a roller skate, get to the arcade, and we play.
It's really cool when we'll actually go back and listen to it. I haven't heard it in a really long time. You can hear all the different sounds and different sound effects that I threw in there. The drums, like the kick and the snare, was from DDR. They sat there, whoever recorded it, and like recorded someone playing DDR. You know, like when you select the song, it has that like little, like that kick hit. And it's like, you know, like when you select the song. So that was the kick. And then when they were dancing and moving their feet on the metal, they would slam their foot down. And that was the sound I took for the snare drum. You can hear the fortune teller in there. A lot of really cool stuff. I sampled the Donkey Kong song, chopped that up and made that for the bass line. Man, it's really cool. Anyway, it takes me back. Anyway, hey, you have a good night, you guys. Catch you later. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.